In this video, I'm going to be transforming the C6 Corvette from this into this, and here is how I did it.
Continue for 374 miles.
After a 16-hour trip, she is finally home, and I'm very exhausted. Time for a solid rest. And tomorrow, I'm diving into the project with renewed energy and a fresh mindset. Let's make it happen.
You can still go, even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain.
After a good wash, it is time to start evaluating the damage to the car. It is a good idea to disconnect the battery before disassembling parts that have electric connections. I started by removing the airbox from the car. Luckily, there is no structural damage behind the airbox that could have been hidden or left unnoticed due to its hard-to-reach location. Next, I need to remove the broken radiator top mount, the fan shroud with the fan, as well as the broken radiator and condenser. Since the last two were damaged during the accident and are currently empty, the removal process should be much easier and less messy. It appears that the AC high pressure hose got pinched and cannot be reused. Well, one more item to add to purchase list. It is time to remove whatever is left from the front bumper. To gain better access to the front of the vehicle, I've chosen to remove the hood. Additionally, this precaution will prevent any accidental scratching of the hood. My heart is racing. It is time to inspect the car from underneath. This will be my first time seeing an undercarriage of this C6. I hope there will be no nasty surprises. Well, it seems luck is playing on my team today. Besides a few pounds of dirt, everything else is looking pretty fly. While the car is on the lift, I began preparing for one of the tasks on my list, replacing the harmonic balancer. Since the entire front end will be disassembled, it will provide me with good access to accomplish this task. I started by removing a starter and installing a flywheel lock tool in its place. Because of the brilliant engineering decision by GM engineers to install the power steering rack right in front of the harmonic balancer, there is no easy way to remove it. Option number one that I have is to remove the steering rack, which involves the steering fluid drainage and is very messy in my opinion. And option number two is less traditional, which requires lowering of the front subframe. For some people this option may seem more complicated, but with proper planning and right steps, it is much easier and most importantly, mess-free. Out of these two options, I decided to go with the second and started preparing the car. To ease access to the suspension parts that will need to be removed from the car to lower the front subframe and to kick the project one step forward, I began removing all damaged body panels from the car. The subframe is ready to be lowered. One more thing that I need to do before lowering it is to secure the engine to ensure that it won't fall down when I remove it from the engine mounts. Moment of the truth and success. Now I have enough room to reach and remove harmonic balancer bolt. I'm glad that I decided to replace the harmonic balancer because it has definitely seen better days. Even though that the engine front crankshaft seal was not leaking, I replaced it to make sure that this task was completed 100% and will not need to be redone anytime soon. It's time to start the assembly process. The key is to align every bolt perfectly before lifting and placing the subframe back into its place to prevent any damages. Additionally, it is crucial to ensure that none of the wires get pinched or damaged when the subframe is positioned in place. One more tip: when assembling the suspension parts, place bolts and shims in exact same order as they came off the car. This will minimize or may eliminate the need to redo the alignment altogether. This way, I completed the hardest part of the project. Now, the more exciting part is about to begin: the assembly of the car with brand new parts. For starters, I need to remove the leftovers from the radiator lower mount and install the replacement part. Next is to replace the AC high pressure pipe, install a radiator and condenser. Here goes a brand new fan and fan shroud. And finally, after a couple of hours carefully assembling everything, it is time to refill the cooling system with fresh coolant. And since I removed the radiator and disconnected the transmission cooling lines, it would also be beneficial to change the transmission fluid before initiating the first start. At this stage of the project, I could begin installing new body panels on the car. However, before doing so, I wanted to ensure that the car is clean. I've started by covering the most water-sensitive areas of the engine bay with plastic bags to prevent water damage of any of these parts. After completing the cleaning process, I started the car and let it idle. This allowed the engine heat to dry areas out of reach while I dried the exterior. With everything prepped, I parked the car back in the garage and embarked on the final step, installing the new body panels.